been a morning, it's been a week, it's been a month, it's been a year, it's been everything, right? So a few minutes before we started today, my entire little camera thing fell forward, my phone, my iPad, all the things, everything tipped over. So it's par for the course. So good morning and welcome. And I hope that everyone is having a good morning or evening, because Valerie, right? I think Valerie just mentioned that she's from Scotland, so it is evening there. And I always forget, it's morning for me, so I just assume it's morning for everyone, right? So good day, good day. Hopefully it's a good day, right? So welcome everyone. We'll start off with a couple things first. My name is Lael Kankar, and I have a business called Lael by Mail. And if you are just joining me, always in the videos, I have tons of information down below in the description. So lots of links to my website. I use tons of different products, and a lot of them I offer for sale on my website. So you'll see in some cases those linked specifically in the description of the video. And then there's times that I'm using things that I don't sell. Anyhow, this is, oh my heavens, you guys, it's, I think maybe week 19. I want to say we're starting to lose track, right? I always remember from, I think it was that weekend in March 21st, that weekend when all of this started. So, last weekend I did this on the road remotely. I was in the Spokane, Washington area, and I was teaching at a virtual retreat, which then you might wonder why I was somewhere if I was teaching virtual. Anyway, long story. But so we did it virtually from my hotel room, which was a lot of fun. And today I'm back home. So doing this from my home in Utah. It is a beautiful day, but I think it's about ready to be hot. I think kind of a good portion of the US, and I know Canada is very hot right now. So stay cool, stay inside, stay hydrated. So today we will be listing again. We've been alternating for the last couple of weeks back and forth. So every other week we've been listing, and then every other week we've been kind of making. So I've been doing some memory keeping in my traveler's notebook. So today we are listing again, and based on some feedback from you guys, starting this week, I've started providing the topics ahead of time. So you have some time to kind of think maybe a little bit about the list and kind of think up some ideas that you might want to add to your list. So originally, I think last weekend I had said I was going to take a break this weekend. I also left my whole setup, my filming stand and all the things. I left that at the hotel in Spokane. So luckily that arrived yesterday, and I wasn't expecting it to arrive until today. So if you received notification really late yesterday that I was going to do this today, that is part of the reason why, because I didn't think I was going to have all of my filming equipment. But it arrived, so that meant that we were going to do it today. I also, you guys, it's really weird. This I have grown, this is a really, I need this, and I know a lot of you guys need this. I know a lot of you reached out and said, oh my gosh, when we got your email or when we saw it on social media, we were so glad that you were going to be doing this today. So just know that I need it too. This, when we get together, and the being social and the getting together, but also for me, the being creative, that is definitely an outlet for me. So I think I had mentioned that I'd had a hell of a week, a really stressful week, and I know a lot of us are in the middle of different things right now, whether they're coronavirus related or not. So I needed to remind myself that for me, being creative is, it helps. It really helps for me to kind of get my mind off of things and do something creative. So if for nothing else, you get out some stickers and you get out some washi and you just play, then I hope that that is, that's beneficial, because it's certainly beneficial for me. It's kind of like therapy. Before we get started, a few things that I wanted to mention. A couple weeks ago, maybe, I don't know how long ago it's been, all the days blur together, right? I added some new products to my website, and those were new products that have come out from Carpe Diem. So brand new traveler's notebooks, pens, pencil cases, pom-poms, all different kinds of things, planners. So all of those things are available right now on my website for pre-order, and I have included a link in the description of the video. I will be placing my order probably within the next week, and I'm getting a really good feel for what people are liking and what I for sure need to stock. So I will not be stocking long-term everything that they brought in as I kind of get a feel. So I will send out an email probably next week with a video that I did a couple weeks ago. And again, all the time, but I think it's probably been a month and a half ago, where I went to the Carpe Diem showroom here in Utah and took a video of all the new things. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys. And I cannot wait for the things to come in because I want them. I want to play too. All right, so that description, link to the new products in the description of the video. The other thing, there are a few things that have been out of stock in my store for quite a while, and they are now back in stock. So I'm going to turn the camera, and we'll kind of talk about those as we get started with our listing. So bear with me as we do this, and we always get the lovely shot of my arm. And boy, when it is backlit with the studio lights, it looks pasty white, doesn't it? All right, here we go. All right, so now I need to, let me just, okay, now I'm really like hoping that this whole thing doesn't decide to fall again. All right, so bear with me while I bring this up. There we go. My iPad, I need to make sure that's turned down. Just so I can see, whoopsie, yeah. Let's try not to move that around too much. So I can see what you guys are seeing because then, oh goodness, that was not good. I think Nick's coming in. He can tell that something is awry. He's in the other room. There we go. That works. Okay, good. He's in the other room, just kind of watching too. Mandy, forgot about the pre-order. Yeah, you still have a little bit of time, and I will, like I said, I'll send an email out next week, early next week probably, about the video, just reminding people, and then I'll do one more reminder email before I get ready to place my order. Now let's see if, is Sam, I don't know, did, Cam, you're saying good morning to Sam. Is Sam on? Porcelain, oh my gosh, Craft and Kimmy, love that. The word is porcelain, not pasty. You know what's funny? Okay, the squirrel's coming in bright and early this morning. I always admire people that have porcelain skin because it's so beautiful, and I just feel like I look pasty white half the time. So that's when the amazing invention of self tanner is just awesome. All right, so let's see who blind Sarah. That's hilarious. Blind myself when light shines off my arm. Oh heavens! All right, guys. So here, before we jump into our listing, I just want to show you a couple things that came back into stock. The first one were the pen loops. So I'd been out of these for quite a while. So basically what the little pen loops are, that is self-adhesive on the back. But I use these all the time, and they just stick to the back of either your insert or your notebook. I use these for things other than traveler's notebooks as well. So sometimes I'll just attach them to my, regular notes, my notebooks and things like that. But that basically lets you add a little pen loop to anything. So a lot of times in my traveler's notebooks, I like to have a pen and a pencil. And because most traveler's notebooks only have one pen loop, that's the way that you can add another pen loop. The other thing that I wanted to share, the jump bands. So we talked about these a long time ago, and the jump bands went out of stock right away, and it just took forever and ever and ever for them to come back in. But they came back in this week. So I want to show you really quick what the jump band is. The jump band lets me add another, or really multiple if I wanted, traveler's notebook inserts to my traveler's notebook. So our traveler's notebooks, I mean those of us that use a traveler's notebook, for the most part, they have 4 little elastics, right? So when my 4 elastics are full with 4 inserts, it's kind of hard to add another insert. So what a jump band lets me do is to come in and take 2 together. So we'll get the center of this one, the center of this one, and then I just loop my little jump band there right over, or I guess right between the 2. So now I've attached the 2 together. That is now one piece. And then I can use the elastic in my traveler's notebook to then hold both of those. So now I have 5, and it's super chunky, and chunky is good. Well, chunky is good in certain instances. Chunky is good for traveler's notebooks or for babies or ice cream, not when you're describing people, especially people like me that are stress eaters. And when you think about the coronavirus and you've been stress eating since, middle of March, that's generally not a good thing. So it is what it is, right? It is what it is. All right. So, the last thing I wanted to mention, the pink Stash and Store is back in stock. In fact, a couple of different colors are back in stock, but that little pink Stash and Store that I use to store or keep all of my tools on my desk, that is back in stock as well. And I've linked all of those things in the description. Okay, so yesterday really, I added to the blog all the information about today's listing session. And I included 3 prompts or 3 topics. Oh, Sam! Well, hi, Sammy. So sweet. Thanks for hopping on, bud. And that's nice because I get so sidetracked. It's hard for me to multitask and talk and think and work and then follow with the chat. You'll notice that sometimes, oh, sweetie, I love you too. Thank you. Now that's totally sidetracked me because I love the mommy. All right, the 19-year-old still calls me mommy sometimes. You gotta love that. All right, so totally, yeah. Squirrel is gonna be ever present with us this morning, you guys. Okay, so I sent out 3 topics for our list today. And I have also included them in the description of the video if you want to take a look at those really quick. I think while we're live, I think you can still see all the text in the description of the video. So the 3 topics that we will be going with today, the first one is game shows. The second one is this or that. And the third one is random facts about me. Now, when we get to random facts about me, those are random facts about you. They're not random facts about me. Well, my list will be random facts about me. Your list will be random facts about you, not random facts about me. Although I did ask, I had a good handful going, and I asked Nick, I'm like, what are some random facts about me? Yeah, you don't want to ask your spouse or partner or significant other or your sibling or your kids or whatever, because they'll probably tell you some things that are random facts about you that you really don't want to hear. Right? Okay. Anyhow, so we're going to start with game shows. And you guys, the first 2 of our topics today actually stemmed from our last listing session. So 2 weeks ago. And well, we get off on tangents. I get off on tangents, I should say. You guys do not get off on tangents. I do. Yes, Sarah, random facts about your name here. Now, here's the other thing, you guys. I come up with topics and I make my lists according to those topics. But you can always feel free to change things up. So if you're like, well, yeah, I don't have any random facts about me. You may say random facts about where I live, or random facts about my guinea pig, or random facts about, fill in the blank. So you can always kind of switch things up if you feel like you need to. But here's another thing. As we come up with topics like this, if you want to list more than what you're doing with me, well, then take a topic like that, random facts. And then later this week, if you want to do another list, do a random fact about one of those other things that I mentioned. So you can, random facts about your cat. So Sarah, when I read that, I thought it said random facts about your car, which, you know what? If you want to make a list that are random facts about your car, then you know what? There's no judgment, right? This is a total no judgment zone. So it could be person, place, or thing. Okay, so our first one is game shows. So my favorite game shows. Now, you guys, here's the thing. Depending on how old you are, like yesterday, I thought of all these great game shows that I loved, and then this morning I'm like, oh, what was that again? Which ones did I like again? So if you start drawing a blank, Google, right? So that's what I did this morning. I'm like, favorite game shows or best game shows, and then started looking. I'm like, oh yeah, I love that one. Oh yeah, I loved that one. Oh yeah, I loved that one. So if any time you're kind of at a loss, get Google out, because Google will kind of help your memory. All right, so let's see here. I grabbed some things that I thought I might want to work with ahead of time, like I usually do. The first thing that I'm going to use, these stickers from my friend Vicky Booten. I've had these stickers for a while. Actually, I've had them in my stash for a while, and I brought them into the store a couple weeks ago because I want to support Vicki. And I thought you guys, if you don't know Vicki and her products, that you need to know about them too. So I thought on this one that I would use this title that said "So Fun" because I love that font, and black is always a really good thing to start with, for me at least. So, because it's got kind of grounds things for us. So I'm going to come in and do my little outlining with my Sharpie. It's very warm in here. I took the cue from Sam though. This happened a couple weeks ago, and Sam put a little fan down by my legs. Oopsie. Down by my feet. So that was good. Oh goodness. And you know what? Sometimes it happens. We go off the edge a little bit, but that's okay. Jean Marie, Supermarket Sweep is on my list. I love it. You actually went and tried out for Supermarket Sweep. So here's a fun thing, you guys, as well. So oh my gosh, look at you guys. Mandy, Press Your Luck. That's also on my list. So this is fun. If you don't know any of these game shows, you could probably Google them, and you may even be able to find some of those episodes, or some of the episodes. I don't know if it's an episode, whatever it is. One of those game shows. So I've got my title. So Fun. Are we home? No. This one, beyond that, you guys, I really didn't think too much about. So let's see what we're going to do. What kind of color palette we want to go with here. Oh, I know what I just realized. I didn't pull out any die cuts. That's okay. We'll just look and see what I have. I want this one to be kind of fun and whimsical. I'm going back to this one. You know what? This little guy, this little owl is sure cute. I love owls. My grandmother loved owls and collected owls. So anytime I see an owl, that kind of means a lot to me. And then it's kind of, oh, look, she's there with me, or with us. So let's do that. I think those two will work. I don't have, well, I don't know. I probably do. I just didn't look. Orange washi. So, but I think those two will be good. So let's go with this yellow. We always talk about yellow's hard to come by. It's a hard one to find. That comes from Summer Farmhouse washi. And my stripe, my navy stripe. This navy stripe is going to get a lot of work out today. Look at all you guys, Hollywood Squares. So this is a funny thing. Some of these game shows, like when we were kids and you would watch, do you guys remember Match Game 76? Like the sexual innuendos on that show. Like now if you come back and watch, you're like, oh my gosh. But you know, that was back then, and that was, you know, that's kind of how things were back then. Not that it, you know, okay, but it's just the way that it was. So you know, if you ever catch some of those, it's like, you know, watching any movie too. Like I loved the movie Airplane because that came out when I was a little kid. And now you watch Airplane or Caddyshack and you're like, oh wow, yeah. Kind of a lot, right? It's kind of a lot. Okay, that's good so far. Let's go with our title. Well, not our title, our topic, because my title's kind of already there. So if I do favorite over here and game shows over here, then it will kind of, I think it kind of fits. So let's do favorite, game shows. Now, there is, and I don't know, well, it probably depends on what cable station that you have. There is a game show network. If you didn't know that, there's a game show network. So you can find lots and lots of game shows on the game show network. Some are current and then some are old. I personally happen to like some of the older game shows, but some current ones, I guess. I don't know. I don't watch much TV anymore except for the news and recordings of $1 Million Listing, and I'm trying to think what else. Oh, Shark Tank. Shark Tank is a big one in our household. So anyhow, all right, so favorite game shows, and I have my little pre-list here because obviously I had to do a pre-list or I'd be racking my brain trying to think of some things. Okay, you know what I need to grab? I need to grab, where is my number sticker tablet? So here's the thing, you guys. I think probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, I did a video on packing everything up. Not everything, but packing to travel and work on your traveler's notebooks on the road. So all of my things were packed up for about 2 weeks. And then I was on the road last week, and this week, this week happened. And so all of my things this morning, I'm like, oh, I better unpack some things. So I don't know where my number stickers are. And I wanted not the numbers, I wanted the little insides of the hole reinforcers, but I don't know where those are, so that's okay. All right, let me look at one more thing here, you guys. Sorry, you see me completely stretching. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, okay. We're just gonna do our little bullets. We'll make a bullet. Okay, so the first one I had on my list, supermarket sweep. What was the one with let's make a deal? Oh, who has a potato peeler in her purse? I know, right? But here's the thing. I like the old let's make a deal, not so much the new let's make a deal, but I'm getting totally sidetracked. So supermarket sweep. Here's a little funny thing about supermarket sweep. And if you haven't seen that show, basically supermarket sweep is where people, it's in a pretend grocery store, not a real grocery store, and you have to get certain things or run around the grocery store with your cart, and anyhow. So years and years and years ago, I worked for AT&T Wireless, so the cell phone side of AT&T. And it was an amazing company to work for. And I was on kind of the sales side. And they had amazing incentives for salespeople. And so one year, one of the quarterly incentives was a version of Supermarket Sweep. So all of the salespeople that qualified, we went to, it was in Albertsons one night, about 8 o'clock at night. And the store was still open. And depending on, how you hit your goals or whatever, you had a certain amount of money to spend. And I had $250. And I think Nick and I were, I remember getting, honey, didn't we get diapers? You'll have to pipe in. Anyhow, so you had so much money to spend, but you only had like a minute. So all the people that qualified for $250, the store let like the sales management team take over, and they took over the PA system. And so you'd have your cart, and you could have 2 of you running, but someone had to be with the cart at all times. And you had, we had like 30 seconds or something, which is really not a lot of time to spend $250 in a grocery store, unless you are very methodical about your approach. So I think we hit meat, we hit cheese, we hit, I think, coffee, and we hit diapers. But oh my gosh, so fun. So supermarket sweep, that I think that's probably why that's one of my favorite shows. Is the Gong Show a game show? Tracy, whatever you want to be a game show is a game show. I will tell you, when I Googled game shows, Gong Show did come up. And it's funny because Gong Show is really almost like the really early version of like an American Idol, right? When you think about it, and people would be trying out, and sometimes you're thinking, really? Because who picked that person? Of course they're going to get gonged, but that was all part of the shtick, right? All right, so supermarket sweep. Oh, and this one we talked about before. I think we talked about this one a couple weeks ago. Love Connection. And that was Chuck Woolery, and he'd say, we're back in 2 and 2. And how awkward it was when you had 2 people. Ooh, hopefully that was weird. Sorry if one of my fingers came in and it happened to be the middle finger, and it looked kind of funny when I did that. Anyhow, it was so awkward when the date clearly would not work out, and you're like, oh my gosh, that was awful. Okay, Press Your Luck. And I think Press Your Luck is actually still on, or a newer version of Press Your Luck. And that was with the whammies, right? That was with the whammies. I just thought of something that I need to do, because this is really looking very monochrome and I don't like it. Total squirrel here, but let me see. I think that works. So I'm just going to come in. Don't mind me as well, no, I can't do that yet. but we're going to leave the orange pen, right? Or the orange, hello, pencil. The orange colored pencil there, so I don't forget. Okay, Press Your Luck. Yes. Audrey, you used to work on Press Your Luck? That is so cool. Oh my gosh. And again, I like the older version. So the older version of Press Your Luck when, yeah, so good. Press Your Luck. All right, the next one is The Price is Right. Now, The Price is Right, it's definitely the old Price is Right with Bob Barker. And the ladies who seemed like they were always blonde, because I guess California, I don't know, it seemed like they were always blonde, at least when I was a kid. And you know, it's so funny because I think there are so many still cultural references when people are talking about the price of something and you're like, $1, bid $1. And you'd be watching and you'd be like, why didn't the person bid $1? Duh. But I also remember watching The Price is Right as a little kid. And when one of the games was they had to try to know the price of a loaf of bread and a gallon of milk, or a can of pasta sauce or something, and you'd be like, who in the world knows those things? Which, yeah, now then when you're an adult you have a pretty good idea. But so The Price is Right. Now this would be another fun list that we could do, you guys, and this might be something I would do later. I probably wouldn't do it with all of us, but you could have a list that said favorite games on The Price is Right, right? Because you could probably come up with a lot, like Plinko, or the one where the Swiss one where the guy would climb up the little mountain with the little Swiss music playing in the background. Anyhow, that could be fun. All right, next one, Card Sharks. So I loved Card Sharks. And again, it's probably just because these all remind me of being a kid. Card Sharks, but the really old version of Card Sharks. And if you, and some of those, I think they're still on syndication, so you can see them, but some of the outfits that the ladies would wear when they are flipping the cards, and even the contestants, some of their outfits, you're like, oh my gosh. But I love that one. Again, kind of like The Price is Right, though. They would ask a question. Out of 100 people, how many men, 100 men were asked, and, whatever the question was, and you'd be like, I have no clue. Absolutely no clue. All right, classic television. Oh, Debbie, that would be another good one, classic television. Oh, that just reminded me, though. That's a good random fact. All right, that's a good one for me to talk about on random facts. Okay, Card Sharks. Let's make a deal. And again, that one definitely was one of the, the original one. The original one. Yes, Family Feud, but Family Feud with Richard Dawson. Although Family Feud with, what's his name? Steve, I think, whatever his name is. That's kind of good too, but oh my gosh. And again, I don't know why I keep bringing this up, but even, Richard Dawson, I'm sure he's a lovely man, but sometimes it would look like he was leering at some of the people. I mean, leering in like a man-woman leering kind of way, right? And he'd kind of sidle up, and you can't see what I'm doing, so I just have to pretend. Steve Harvey, there we go. He'd kind of lean over. You can kind of see my arm here. He'd lean over and get in close and, start chit-chatting with someone, and I'm sure that was all part of his shtick, but let's make a deal, yes. And all the things in your purse, and do you have at the end, who has a banana peel, or, whatever. So that was fun. Okay, Gene Rayburn. He was the guy on Match Game 76, wasn't he, Gene Rayburn? With his, okay, this is funny, you guys. When you think back, if you've watched any of those old game shows, the microphones, and this just reminds me of Gene Rayburn. They were really long and skinny, almost like a really long pen with a little microphone on the end, but that kind of reminds me of him talking in his microphone. Oh, this was, I think if I had to rank these, and in no particular order right now, the $100,000 pyramid. I loved, and I still love Pyramid. Loved and still totally love that game show. And I'd love to, if you would ever close your eyes when it came down to the very end and they've got the pyramid and they're trying to guess the things. And sometimes you're like, duh, it's Apple, it's Apple. How can you not know? It's Apple, it's Apple. And other times you'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm certain I would not do well at that game. but I loved it anyway. All right, this is an again, older version, Password. And the guy would whisper, the password is. Love that one. And then this one, Name That Tune. This is an interesting one. Name That Tune. So Nick and I, so we've been married for 25 years in May, at last May. Well, May of 2020, married for 25 years. And we, for as long as I can remember, we play Name That Tune in the car. And we will be on all kinds of different music stations and play Name That Tune. And then we keep score just, just while we're in the car, but whatever. So we have a lot of fun with that. And it's funny because sometimes I kick his butt and other times he kicks my butt. And sometimes they'll be really, really, really obscure songs. So it's actually not Name That Tune. It's really Name the Artist, right, Nick? Isn't it? We name the artist and not the name of the song. So anyway, that's a fun one. Okay, so that's what I had so far. But there were some that you guys brought up. Yes, the Pam, the Jeopardy skits. I love it when oh my gosh, what's his name? Sean Connery. I think it's when Sean Connery is on the Jeopardy skit because it is really, really funny. Look at classic concentration. So Mandy, that one, I'm gonna have to go back and look that one up. It is hard to think of the answers when put on spot. And I think that's also why having the prompts or the list topics ahead of time, because then you have time to think about things. Diane, your husband would beat the pants off of you in any kind of music game. Cash cab, games in the car. Oh yeah, license plate. Right. So those could be totally different types of games. Right. And it was $25,000 pyramid, and then later became $100,000 pyramid. And I always remember thinking, oh my gosh, that's so much money. Like that's like you could buy anything you wanted. And then, as a kid, that's what you think. And then you start to grow up and you're like, well, not so much. Okay. So Family Feud. Hold on. I have to do this. Feud. ED, right? Okay. Someone tell me before I misspell it. I haven't had enough coffee today. FEU. Thank you. That's what I'll always do. You spell it one way and you spell it the other, and then you're not sure because then it looks, but it looks so weird there, doesn't it? You guys ever do that? You look at a word and you're like, that doesn't look right. Anyhow, then I have to write this, Richard Dawson. And I don't know the names of any of these. Oh, $100,000 pyramid was Dick Clark, right? And I don't know if there was another host besides Dick Clark. This is a fun, you guys. If you have an older parent, or if you, your parent is obviously older, but maybe you have an aging elderly parent, or you're in the car with your kids, or you're in the car with a friend, and you're looking for something fun to talk about. This is a type of list that we could probably all sit together and talk about for hours, right? Favorite game show. So it's just silly and it's fun. It's just kind of a really good, we've talked about icebreakers before. So maybe you're at a neighborhood party, a social distancing neighborhood party, and you have someone you've never met before, and you're talking to them, and you get that weird little lull in the conversation. You could say, so what do you think about card sharks or $100,000 pyramid or whatever? And the person might look at you really oddly at first, but it could be a good icebreaker. See, what's my line? And Melissa, that's kind of floating around out there in the back of my head. Floating out there around the back of my head, but I don't remember a lot of that. Password. Yes, Debbie. Password. And I have password on my list. And we talked about, that guy used to whisper, the password is. And I don't know, here's the thing. I don't know, other than Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. I think that those are the only two that are kind of really on anymore. At least on, I guess, main TV, right? it's so weird that back in the day, and it's probably because back in the day very many, there weren't very many television stations or television, different mediums to share different kinds of content. So whatever it was, game shows were super popular back then. I'm also going to write on here Match Game 76, although that one a lot of times really confused me because so much of their responses were so over my head. Yes, Pat Sajak is pretty old. So is Vanna, right? Vanna White is, and you know what? Vanna White is looking pretty darn good for, I don't even know how old she is. We could Google her, but yeah, she's looking pretty good. All right. So I have, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do something down here because I think I don't want to keep adding just because I have space. So this little sticker here that says love you more. I'm going to have to go look for that, Jean Marie, the skit about password. I bet that's good. Debbie, yeah, Jane Fonda. She's another one. It's like, holy cow. Diane, I love that. Speaking from personal experience, 74 is not old, right? So I'm somewhere in my 50s and, I think doesn't matter how old you are. I'm like, oh yeah, 50 is the new 40 or 50 is the new 30 because I just don't feel 50, but I'm sure if you ask my kids, they would disagree or they'd say I act it. Anyhow, love you more. I don't want to use the whole love you more because it kind of doesn't apply here. And I don't want the you more because it's the same font as that. And I kind of want to mix it up a little bit. So I am going to take this sticker and I'm going to cut it. And I'm just going to use the love part. So let's come in. You can always cut apart your stickers, right? We're kind of fussy cutting, but we're fussy cutting a sticker instead of a paper. And that you more, I might want to use the you more at some other time. So I'm just going to come back right there and put it on my sticker sheet. And we're going to do this right here. But that didn't really solve what I was trying to solve here. So we're going to do that. I wanted to fill up some of the white space. Love goes there. And I'm going to pull out my snarky stickers. Nope, those aren't the snarky. Oh, right. Snarky stickers are back in stock as well. Hold on. Both those say small talk. Those are the same thing. Where'd my snarkies go? Snarky. There we go. Okay. Snarky stickers. So let's see. Oh, here's a good one, right? Don't judge me. That would be a good one. Who left the bag of idiots open? Oh my gosh, you guys, seriously. They're so funny. It's a beautiful day to leave me alone. Oh, so good. Your crazy is showing. You might want to tuck that back in. Sometimes you feel like I could take one of these stickers and just go hand it to someone and put it right on their, right on their shirt. Okay, so I think I like that. Wait, what did I say? Oh, don't judge me. So don't judge me or hang on, let me overthink this. I think both of those could really work. So hang on, let me overthink this. And then I think I might want to do a little don't judge me. Because you know what? Don't judge me that I like game shows. I know. So here's a list. I always come up with these when we're working, and I need to write them down. So this could be, let's write this on the back side of this. So guilty pleasures. Like I'm gonna I'll use this as a list another time, but I want to make sure to put this on here. Hallmark Xmas movies, right? So you guys, I have so many list ideas that I have jotted down for us to kind of play with. So, I think that's going to go right there. Okay, so this is going to need some more work, and I mentioned that sometimes that I do things and they need more work. So I will come back, and I'm very far behind on sharing some of my lists, and part of that is because I'm far behind. in finishing some of them. So I'm going to try today. I have one more bullet there. I need to add one more. I know, the snarky. And I keep thinking, oh my gosh, now I've brought a lot more in, and that's a lot. I hope I'm not sitting on them forever. And then they sell out. These are, so Sarah, the brand is their Tim Holtz Ideology. So there's a snarky version, and then there is also a regular version. So this one is called Small Talk, and this one is called Small Talk Snarky. And both of them are in stock on my website. I linked the snarky ones. All right, so let's see here. Maybe what we'll do is just use this as this little point, and we're gonna come in here. Well, it is what it is, right? I need to have a shirt that says it is what it is. A shirt that says it is what it is, and a shirt that says you do you, right? And here's the thing. A lot of you tell me, oh, I don't know where to start. I'm worried. I don't know how to start a traveler's notebook. Or what if it doesn't look good? Or what if I hate it? And I say, you know what? It's a piece of paper, right? It is a piece of paper, and you can always turn the page. So it's all about having fun with it, right? It's not so much about loving it, but this process, I can tell you, as the last, however long we've been on, 42 minutes, it has definitely taken my mind off of what has been going on in my world this week. So if for nothing else, even you guys, even if it's a piece of paper like this, you may decide, or you might not even use a traveler's notebook, but you just like to hang out and have fun. You could just take a piece of paper like this and you could write down your favorite game shows. And it may just get your mind off things. Maybe you get over to Google and you see some of these things and you're like, oh my gosh, supermarket sweep, I love that. So it is not so much about the result. It is more about the process, right? All right, so that's, you know what, that'll do. That works. That works. Okay, so that is the end of my first list. Favorite game shows. One thing that, and this question came up in last week's Make With Me, kind of when I did the memory keeping in a traveler's notebook. And someone said, how do you deal with if you're memory keeping? And I will talk about this a lot next week, and we'll do some examples of this next week. But when you're not doing a spread. Oh, I need to date this. Someone was probably going to remind me that I needed to date it. When you are doing something like this and it's not a spread, right? These do not go together at all. And you know what? That's okay. They don't have to go together. They don't have to coordinate. The colors don't look well together. This is we're just putting things together. Same thing though when you're memory keeping. If you do something here with these colors and something over here with these colors, they don't have to match. You're just having fun and you're documenting. And even in this case, we're documenting. So, 05. Oh, I know. That's because I'm like, May 13th. Why would that be on there? But that's because last week when I was memory keeping. 7/25. All right. So I pulled out some different color inks this time. But of course, none of those inks would work. Let's see what we have. I'm certain I don't have an orange ink. Fairly certain I don't have an orange. Because an orange would look cool, but let's see. I think this yellow will be I think that's going to be too light. And I might get a little bit there might be some black in there from, oh, well, yeah. Let's see if you guys can see that. So I never clean this off because most of the time I'm just using black. So that's another, I always talk about how I stamp on a piece of scratch paper first. And in that case, it's good that I did because there's still some black ink left over. So I kind of get some grayish, blackish. The 25 was okay because I hadn't stamped 25 before. So if I had cleaned off, and now if I had one of my little wipies or something with me. Hi, Sammy. All right, let's see. A couple of you have been awesome about sending me pictures of your list and what you've done. So remember, if you want to share that, for sure, send them to me so I can see what you've done. Also, if you are posting on social media, so if you're posting on Instagram or Facebook of your list, definitely tag me so that I can see. Okay, make sure before I'm now committing. Okay, there we go. Good, that fills up the space a little bit. All right. Now we're done with this page. Okay, so now next list, this or that. So I think probably once a month, I will probably do a this or that list because this or that could be really fun in a whole bunch of different ways. So when I sat down to do kind of the this or that for today's list, I ended up making 2 or 3 other versions of this or that we'll use another time because it's just a fun one. It's a totally different take on a list. So what we're going to do is I'm going to title my page and then I'm going to put this on one side, that on one side, and then, well, basically like this. Basically, I'm going to put a line down the center. And then I have come up with some different words. And what I will be doing is I'll be writing all the words down and then I will be circling or somehow marking in my world whether it's the this or that for that particular word. I think you guys know what I mean. Anyhow, so this is the one that we're going to do today stemmed from a discussion that we had in our listing session 2 weeks ago. And it came from the list of favorite words. So this one I'll show this at some point. I'll post it on social media, but this is how my list turned out. If you guys were with me on that day, this is how the list turned out from when I finished it, from the favorite words when we did that. And we started talking about some different words, and in some parts of the country or the world, people refer to an object or as one word, and then other people refer to it as another word. So I thought that would be kind of fun. I've come up with some of those, this or that's, and we'll do that together. So that is going to be, let's start with our title first, and then that will start, I want to start with the title first because I want it to drive what sticker I am going to use. Now, sometimes the stickers, like this, the owl had nothing to do with the game shows. So use whatever stickers you want, because that's what I'm going to do. I have certain sticker sheets that I love. This one is the Sunny Days one that I love, that I use a lot. In fact, this is my second or third one that I've used. This one is the Along the Way. So we're going to do something with one of those, I think, on the next one. All right, so let's see. Put that on the floor. This little gal in the car, I love, love, love. So I think she's going to go down here. So now I'm going to have her drive, and I didn't mean that. I'm going to have her drive. Okay. I need some washi. Okay, hang on a sec. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm going to have her drive what I use for the title on this or that. And let's see if that matches. Oh, it does. Like that. Okay, good. I love that. All right, so now I'm going to use that. What do I want to go here? I may not really have, in the 10,000, the very limited number of washi that I brought out here, I do not. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm going to come back and I'm going to put washi under that later because I don't have what I want to use. So I'm going to have to find something that'll work there. That's okay. All right, so this or that. I'm going to use these. I am going to. Hi, Helene. I think Helene. Glad you made it. Oh, I think I missed Sarah too. All right. I've missed lots of things. Okay. All right, here we go. Oh, yes. And Karen, you're always so good about that. You guys, if you like the video, please thumbs up. That really helps YouTube to recognize it and then think that other people might enjoy it as well. Okay. And then if you want to comment, please comment as well. All right. This or that. This or that. So, okay. THISTHAT. So what I just did mentally, you guys, and this is a good idea. In this or that, I went through all of the letters to make sure that I would have enough stickers for that. So I only have 2 small t's and I need 3 to do this or that. So I think what I'm going to do, instead of doing everything in the same color, I will do one word in this and another word in that, because then I'll have enough. Now, if I didn't have enough, I could mix in different types of letters, or I could make a T. So I could make a T by maybe taking the H and only using this part of the H or the I or something, and then making a crossbar up top for the T, but I won't do that. Ellen. Is that Ellen? Okay. All right, so this or that. So let's come in here, grab my little tweezers. All right, so I know that this is 4 letters long and that is 4 letters long. So as I try to space things, I'm going to spell that backwards, because if I put that there, let's see. Oh gosh, I can't put a T there, duh. I'm gonna spell that backwards, but let's put that right there for a sec. I'm gonna spell that backwards, but I'm gonna put the T at the end. Yeah, whatever. Okay, this. I wanna try to get these things to be even, so let's see. I could measure, but I could count the little things, but I don't wanna do that. That's too much work. But the T would go here. Oh no. Okay. But geez, Louise, Lael, T-H-I-S. I'm trying to do too many things right now in my head. T-H-I-S. When you spell backwards, you have to repeat it several times out loud to make sure that you're spelling correctly backwards. Now, I do realize that this is a short word, and so that's easy, but if you're spelling like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, then you might want to start backwards, but then you have to spell it several times. This, that. Okay, I think for the that, well, because I don't know what other color may come into this, you know what? I may go with, no. Okay, I gotta stop. Can't keep going that route. So, I was going to use a black, but I don't want to use black. I want to use a color. See if I can find a color that I might want to pull in, that I could make something match with it. Okay, that would work. But then I need something lighter to go under. That's going to be too dark. All right, you guys. Now, when this happens, and then I'm just kind of thinking and thinking and thinking, that's just when we all kind of sit here for a minute. I'm drawn to yellow. That's no secret, you guys. You know I'm always drawn to the yellow. You know what? I'm going to just do this blue, and then I'll figure the washi out later. So I like that blue. All right, this or that. So let's go to that. And if any of you were just writing things, use this, use that. I was not looking at all. So it's not that I'm ignoring you. I just have not looking at what you were suggesting. So maybe I should have, huh? Oh, hey, Jack. That's funny. I see this, how's the stream today? And I'm like, what? And then I see it's Jack. Yay, I love it when Jack, well, I love it when Jack joins. I love it when Sam joins, or my mom, or you guys, or anyone. Really, I love it when anyone joins. That makes me sound sad. Jack is, if you're wondering who I'm talking about, Jack on here is Blood Golem. And there's some reference to that, but I don't know what it is. I know, Carolyn. You know what? Seriously, and here's something funny. And I know I shouldn't talk about this because I just know, but I'm going to say it anyway. And if they're still watching, well, then good for them. I think that I have the same number of same people every week that just automatically hit dislike, which that's fine, whatever. If you don't like me, I'm not for everyone. So, but really, go somewhere else. Just go somewhere else. If you don't like me, you don't have to say dislike. Just go somewhere else. But what's really funny is sometimes they do the dislike before the video's even started. And then I'm like, you know what? I know that's not that you don't like the video. I know it's just that you don't like me. And you know what? That's okay. I'm a big girl. I can take it. This or that. All right. So now I need to do my line down the center. And I think, as much as I hate to say this, I think I'm going to end up with another box here. Because I kind of think I need a box. So let's look at my this or that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm not going to draw my box yet. But I am going to, well, I am going to kind of draw my line down the center. So I think my line down the center is right here, but I'm not going to make it come too far, because I don't know yet how long that might be. All right, this or that. This was fun. So I think I already mentioned this. I'll mention it again just in case I didn't, since I can't remember. A lot of these stemmed from our conversation 2 weeks ago on the 11th when we were listing, and I was talking about roly-polies, and people were like, what's a roly-poly? And then we talk about different ways to name it. So we're starting out with this one. You guys or y'all. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to list all of these first, then I will come back and circle or figure out how I want to differentiate between the two. So you guys or y'all. And I think that's definitely a regional thing. Depending on where you were born and raised. Well, raised, I guess, not so much born. But depending on where you were raised, that may come out, whether it was you guys or y'all. Definitely South, right? I think we hear y'all a lot in the South. And I don't know where you guys comes from, but for me, it's a you guys, not a y'all. All right, so then the next one, and this one is, I mentioned this, roly-poly or potato bug. So if you're not sure what either of those are, pill bug, I can't remember, Nick, what else were we saying? Roly-poly, potato bug, pill bug. You guys remember from last week. Skivvies, I know, right? That's okay. That came up too. Got to add that to the list. So roly-poly or potato bug or pill bug, that's that little gray bug that looks like it has kind of, I guess, has a hard shell on it, but it rolls up into a little ball. So roly-poly that's definitely, that's what I call it. Roly-poly. So on here, if you don't say roly-poly and you don't say potato bug, then you know what? Go ahead and put pill bug or whatever it is that you call it. So if I have not hit on either one of the things that you call the thing, then go ahead and put the thing that you call the thing in your little spot. Bring on the y'all. Jack, you say y'all? No, you don't. You don't say y'all, right? Oh, and here's the thing, you guys. So if you are adding y'all to your list, that little apostrophe goes between the first word and the second word. So you're basically taking you and all and combining together. So y'all, the little apostrophe would go after the Y. All right. Oh yeah, look it. Okay. You do? Jack, I've never heard you say y'all. That is craziness. PJ, yep. Okay, here we go. There's lots coming, you guys. All right. So the next one. I have to now think about the way that I list these, because I think in my head, probably subconsciously, I probably put all the thises on the right side, on the side of what I call them, and I would like to mix them up because visually I don't want to have all of the anyway, you know what I mean. All right, pop or soda. That I know that's definitely a different part of the country thing. And I don't know about different part of the world. So if you're in a different part of the world and you call it something different like sofa or couch or Chesterfield, sofa, couch, that could be another one. Go ahead and put whatever yours is. And here's the other thing. If you don't say you guys or y'all, feel free to skip that. Doesn't have to be on your list. Pop or soda. I know some people also say Coke, and Coke is a generic. So Coke could be a generic, like a Band-Aid is generic, or Xerox is generic. So feel free to put Coke if you'd like. Coke, what kind do you want? That's funny. You're like, Coke, what kind do you want? Sprite. I want the orange kind. All right, pop or soda. The next one, and we had a nice little chuckle about this one before. I have to think which side I'm going to put this on. Thongs. Now, I guess whatever you put over here, for you it might be thongs or underwear. For me, it's thongs or flip-flops. When I was a kid, you called them thongs. And those were the little shoes that you'd put on that had the little strap that went, through your big toe. Just so I'm defining what thongs are. I think at some point I changed over to flip-flops because thongs then definitely meant something different. All right, so the next one. Tennis shoes or sneakers, right? As I'm thinking here, so if you wanted to make this a two-page list, so over here you could kind of be having your this or that. Over here, if you wanted to do kind of a little bit of journaling or memory keeping, you could talk about, where you were born or where you were raised and how your family or your geographic area influenced, what you called these things. You could tell little stories about these different things. So I could have tell a little story over here about how I used to call them thongs, but now I call them flip-flops. Hi, Cindy. So if you wanted to, do a little bit more meaning behind your list, I think that's always kind of a fun thing. And this really could apply to all of our lists. When we were talking about our favorite game shows, you could do a little storytelling about, why your favorite game show is a favorite. That is what I ended up doing back here on the favorite words. So I listed all my favorite words. And then over here on this side of the spread, I took some of those words and I just did a little bit about why I liked them or, what they meant or anything like that. So that could kind of be if you wanted to do a two-page list spread instead of one. That would be an option. Okay, tennis shoes, sneakers. I know, trainers, right? So tennies. So Ruth, you call them trainers. Where are you from? And look at both Joanne and Melissa said pedal pushers or capris. And that's interesting. I think that may be pedal pushers or capris. Some of these, this or that, different words, I think have to do with the generation. So I think pedal pushers, at least for me, that was probably my mom's generation. I think they called them pedal pushers. And I think capris would be more my generation. Exactly. So that's kind of interesting. And you could talk about a generational thing. What would be really fun here too, you guys, and I'm going a little bit off topic, but in any of these lists, it could be fun to actually interview someone. So you could do this with a child. I could sit down and do this with my dad. That might be kind of a fun thing to do with my dad, is to sit down and say, Dad, okay, this or that. You guys are y'all, or tennis shoes or sneakers, because not only does this kind of doing a little exercise like this gives you or someone else an insight to you, but it also gives you an insight into someone else. If you're doing any kind of traveling or road trips, this could be a great thing to do with kids. And whether it's, a this or that, and you could go for days with this or that, because we will continue over the next couple months with lots of different this or that's. But you could do, favorite foods or favorite game shows or any kind of favorite thing. That'd just be kind of fun to do. If you're doing this with kids, it would be really fun to do it, once a year, or to do not the this or that, but a favorite, or things that you're doing, or anyhow, we'll kind of, I think, maybe continue to talk about that in the next couple of weeks, because I think that could be a really fun option for listing too, to bring other people into your listing. Okay, tennis shoes, sneakers. Oh, I know, I asked trainers. So, clam diggers, that's right. Pajamas, Jimmy Jam Jommers. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Knickers or plus fours. So I just asked high waters. Floods? Okay. I just asked someone about where she grew up, because she called them trainers. Ruth, did I miss it? Did you tell me? Oh, the UK. There we go. Okay. Right. So it's very interesting. Different people, different parts of the country or different parts of the world. Okay, tennis shoes or sneakers. This is one we talked about last week. Not last week. Catty corner or kitty corner? And just for reference, my friends, it's kitty corner. It's not catty corner. No. But for me, it's kitty corner, catty corner. Yeah. And that is, if you're in one corner over here, so let's see where you can see my hand. This right here, this is kitty corner or catty corner to this, right? Kitty corner, catty corner. It would also be interesting to come up with, oh my gosh, see you guys, this is why it's so fun too, because all of a sudden, you guys are throwing out some great ones that I want to make sure that I grab. Okay, kitty corner, catty corner. Remote or the clicker? So this is kind of funny. I think diagonal, that's funny. Neither, diagonal. Oh, would I rather? So, Kathy, that's another fun one. I'm going to write that down too, because a would I rather would be great. That would be a great list. There was a book that the kids had, or I had for the kids when they were little, called Would You Rather? And it was so fun because, again, it was just you're reading a story to your child, but it really just encouraged the would you rather. You would say, would you rather have to eat a worm or a can of green beans? Yeah, whatever. But the child would say whatever it is, and then you'd say whatever it was, and it kind of sparked a conversation as to why. So some of these things are great, conversation starters. Especially, I think, maybe I should do some of these with Sam. Every night we should sit down at dinner and I'll be like, Sam, would you rather? And then, it just kind of encourages conversation. So sometimes those are good. Remote or clicker? So clicker, for me, clicker back in the day when there was something that would let you change the channel besides your legs and your hand walking up to the TV to turn it. Clicker, our little giant Zenith TV, but there was a piece of furniture, it was a clicker, and it had a little box like this, and it had 4 little buttons that you could push. But the buttons were like these really weird rectangle things, and they were all black, but one was white. And you would literally click, and it would make a click sound, and that's how you would change the channel. Clicker. But remote, now to me, we call it a remote because remote is, I don't know, I guess remote just seems more, it does more things, I guess. I don't know. Remote or clicker. Okay, so then I'm going to have so many notes here, you guys. I need to start, I talked about it last time. I need to start a traveler's notebook insert that's my list topics so that I remember for our next ones. Oh, that one you don't want to see. That was one of the next ones. Okay, clicker, remote. Next one. Cash machine or ATM? Nope. So now I know I need to keep going. And let's see if we stop right there. I don't have a lot more room now, you guys. I'm going to have to do another this or that. This one. A sub or a hoagie? Again, I think that's a total different parts of the country. Vacation or holiday? Yeah. We called it getting up and changing the channel because the parents told us to. I know, right? Changing one of 3 channels. Oh, bank machine. So Britta, where are you from? Bank machine. I'm curious if you're from somewhere other than the US. Okie dokie. You clicker, you had to hold with both hands, right? Netflix or chill? So one side of the spread is Netflix and one side is fave, waste, or relax. Oh, that's a good one, Karen. Okay, I'm going to add that one too. Oh, heavens. Where am I? I've got so many papers. This, you guys, is exactly why you use a traveler's notebook, because I'm looking through all my papers trying to find my notes. All right, so Netflix or chill. By the next time, I'm having my traveler's notebook inserts that is all for this. All right, get rid of those 2. This one, all right. I really liked this one. Okay, bank machine, where did I get it? Canada, okay, there we go, yep. Time machines. So Diane, this is interesting. So I had a long list of these, and then I wanted to have some more because for some reason I kept, for whatever reason, I kept kind of gearing towards food, and one of the things I did see was somebody. It said time. It said TYME for ATM, and so time must stand for, I don't know what it stands for, but an ATM stands for automated teller machine, but I don't know what time stands for. Cell phone or mobile. Lollipop or sucker. I did have, lucker. Oh, that could have been bad because Evilicious Crafts, I just saw you say Flickr movie, and then I put Lucker together, and if I accidentally put Flick in with Lollipop and Sucker, that could have gone very disastrous. Yes, Sucker or Lollipop. Or Lollipop, Sucker. Okay, let's see. I'm doing spacing wise. This one I loved, and I don't remember who. I jotted this down when somebody referenced this. Stretch pants or leggings. So that's an interesting one because stretch pants. Stretch pants, for me, that was like a high school thing. The stretch pants, because we had the ones that had the thing that would go around your foot, and it would loop around your foot, and so you'd put it in your shoes or your boots, and then it made those pants like really stretch because they were stretched around your foot. So stretch pants. I think I probably still call them stretch pants. All right, I am going to, I think, stop my list at that. Now, I need to come back here somehow and differentiate. Well, really, what's the this or that? So I think that is where I'm going to bring in my little colored pencils again. And so let's look. I think there's every freaking pencil color imaginable in here. So let's see. It's really all together. This is hard, you guys, because it's all going to depend on what I do here. So I'm not sure which colors. This is where I just need to put something in. I think I might do yellow. I know that's no surprise. I do yellow on lots of things, you guys, don't I? So let's see. Is that a good yellow? I don't know. I don't think yellow's going to work. I'm steering away from that now. No yellow. Pink, that'll be too much pink. If I knew right now what color washi I was going to do there, that would make life a lot easier. So this is what I'm going to do. This is what I am going to do. I'm going to stop saying stirrup pants. Yes, Jean Marie, that's it. The stirrup pants. And we used to call them stirrup pants. Oh, so funny, you guys. I love that. I mean, I haven't thought of that word stirrup pants for years, but isn't that funny? Doesn't that just like take you immediately back to that time when stirrup pants, that's exactly what they were. So because I am going to be so indecisive right now, I am not going to come in and do my circling or marking or whatever it is. I am going to come back. Once I decide the washi I use, then that will help drive the colors I use. So I will come back on that one. I am going to come back and finish this one today. I also need to come back. Oh, I did that one. I know I need to finish my memory keeping ones from last weekend too. So hopefully I can lock myself in here today, at least part of today, and do some of that because it is good self-care. For me, it's good self-care time. Okay, so the last list is random facts. Asterisk by, there you go, Diane, that would totally work. You could put an asterisk by it, you could underline it, you could put an X through the thing that you don't do or the one that you do. You could, really, there are so many different things that you could do. You could put a little heart sticker next to the one that you do. Lots of different options there, for sure. You could underline the one that you do. Ooh, a self-care list. Yes, add that to the list of lists. Okay, I'm adding it to the list of lists. All right, that's okay. Carol, is that right? Shiny Pumpkaboo that you use your daughter's YouTube. Is it Carol? I'm thinking it's Carol. If it's not Carol, just pretend like you're Carol, okay? Oh gosh, no. All right. Oh, my list of lists. All right. What did we have there? Self-care list. I think I mentioned this last time, you guys. If you have list topic suggestions, either comment on the video, so not in the chat, comment on the video, or shoot me an email. And you can shoot me an email if you just go to laelbymail.com and click contact us. That's the easiest way. So that we'll have list topics for well, not for days, for lots and lots of days. All right, random facts. At the beginning, I mentioned this would be random facts about me. This can be random facts about whatever you want it to be, all right? 2 weeks ago when we did our list, I used these along the way stickers, and I used this little gal because I loved this little gal. And there are 3 little gals on the sticker sheet. I think I'm going to use this little gal. There's this little gal too. I think I'm going to use this little gal since this is kind of a random facts about me, that we can have something that kind of looks like me on there. I guess in the fact that it's a human. Let's see. Chat is... you guys, I know the chat's always ahead. So sometimes I read things and I'm like, you guys are like, yeah, we talked about stirrup pants 5 minutes ago. And then I'll read and I'll be like, oh, stirrup pants. All right, so this little gal. Maybe what we need to, oh no, I can't do it. I can't. I was going to say we might need to put something over there, but I know I can't do that. Sometimes I think I'd really like to mix things up a little bit. Maybe like put her right there and do it all around her. But I just know I can't, you guys. I just can't do it. Just can't do it. So we'll just go to my standby. For our next listing session, I am going to really make an effort to mix things up a bit because I like things to look different, and generally a lot of what I do looks the same, but I want them to look different. So I'm going to start with this blue. I think this one is called Home Again. Home Again on my website. Really pretty. Oh, no. Nope. Don't want that. Now that I see this other one. That's dark. I don't want dark right now. This one. Handwriting or cursive? Oh, yes, right? And then some people will be like, neither, print, right? Because, and that's just a whole different thing, but the handwriting, I remember, I'll never forget, Sam came home one day from school, and I don't remember how old he was, and he said, Mom, I need you to help me read this. And I'm like, Sam, you know how to read? And he's like, no, I don't know how to read this. And it was cursive, right? They don't, oh my gosh, Lil, what are you doing? Okay. Having problems multitasking, clearly. Handwriting or cursive. They, in schools, don't teach so much handwriting anymore, or cursive anymore, which is sad. And that is, you guys talk about something that so identifies you as a person. It is your handwriting, right? My mother has the most beautiful cursive handwriting. Beautiful. And I know it anywhere. My grandmother too. So sometimes you see recipes that you have of family members and you see their handwriting, and that's just them, right? And a lot of times it's a little bit easier when we list because it's hard for you to list without using your own handwriting. Terry, it's so important. So get over the fact if you hate your handwriting. Think about if you have a family member that's passed away and you see something they've written and how cool it is because it's them. So, but when we list, you kind of have to write. Okay, somebody just said something. Favorite cartoons and what you would do with, oh, okay, good. Okay, hang on. Fave cartoons, and for me, well, of course, fave cartoons would be the old ones. Melissa, are these lists in your COVID TN or in their own TN? I'll answer that in one sec. So, Jean Marie, goodbye. Oh, lottery. Okay. All right, so I actually they're in both. And when I say both, we come back here. My coronavirus, earlier on when we were doing our sessions, some of my lists were in my coronavirus traveler's notebook, like this one, things we're eating. This one was very specific to what we're eating during the coronavirus. There was another one I did, like things were missing or things I'm missing, things that make me happy. So those were things that I was adding to my coronavirus traveler's notebook because they were pertinent to what was happening during the coronavirus. What I have been doing lately, I have another insert, and this is just for lists that, well, are super generic, right? I think, let me see if I saw the favorite board games, Terry. I probably didn't. That's another one. I love board games. Okay. What I really need is I need Nick or Sam or Jack to be my scribe. So you guys are writing everything for me. Anyhow, so Melissa, this list that I started back in June, I started moving away from lists that were specific to coronavirus, and these are just generic lists that we've done, and so they are in their own insert. They're just in their own insert, but you could do whatever. I mean, it's still coronavirus, so if this is something that you're doing during coronavirus, and you may not ever otherwise be doing this on a Saturday morning, then it could be in your coronavirus traveler's notebook. I just love her. I think she's just so cute. All right, so there we go. I also pulled this out. This is from, I did have die cuts. So that is from the, hi, honey.
Hi. People are asking about board games.
Oh, you're so bad. Did you, so Nick just came in, you guys. Clearly you could tell he was doing something else in the other room. Hey, people are asking about board games. Yeah, we're a little bit late, honey. Thank you, though. Did what? Oh, sorry. Where it's going to be a future list. Board games, yes. Big board games. I love board games and card games and all kinds of different things like that. All right, so I pulled this from, and you guys now, I don't even remember the name of that. I know I linked it in the description of the video. Die cuts from their Pink Fresh, but I don't remember what they're called. I know, Everyday Musings. So they're just a really good cross section, but I loved that one of a kind because that's kind of a great title for random things about me. So let's go ahead and, oh boy. Okay, so hang on. I know what happened there. A little bit too much stuff came out. That's just my glue pen. And disaster diverted. Oh my gosh. Okay. How many times are we going to let that happen? Let's see. And now I have like this glue all over my hands. So let's not use that one anymore. Let's come to this little one. Because I meant to get my tape runner out ahead of time. And I didn't. Okay, there we go. All is good. One of a kind. Okay, there we go. I'll come back and date that one too after I get it done. For those of you that are, Leo, don't forget. What do I do with my black pen? Oh, here it is. I know, Karen. So, and that's one of the best things. So I am going to reiterate what Karen just said. Making these lists is sure helping me use up lots of random stickers and die cuts I probably would not use, or use up the pieces, number stickers that I need to. Exactly. So go to your stash. It's fun to buy new, you guys. Absolutely, it's fun to buy new. But go to your stash. Go to what you have. Pull up half-used sticker sheets that you thought, I am never going to use that sticker on a layout or on something. So bring it up. Not bring it up. Go to your stash and start to pull up some of those things. And even, like I said, I mean, if you happen to have a TV sticker and you want to put it on your favorite game shows, great, but it doesn't have to be. Lollipop and sucker are two different things, aren't they? Not that I know of. In mine, lollipop and sucker are the same thing. So it's interesting. I think you guys are talking about thumbs up. 140 watching, only 18 thumbs up. So right now I see 15 because I think it just stops unless you are refreshing. So, anyhow, yeah, let's see how many we can do. Too bad you can't like give it multiples. But then if you could give it multiple thumbs up, you could also give it multiple thumbs down. And yeah, we don't want that. All right, one of a kind. So this, you guys, what I love about this particular topic is that one day when I die, I'm sure Jack and Sam will be going through my things and they'll be like, oh my gosh, there's so much to go through. And then they might come across one of my lists, right? And they might go across one of my lists and they might read random things about me list. And they might go, you know what? I never knew that about my mom. So you're kind of, we're having fun and we're creating and we're chit-chatting and, you know, all the things. But you're also doing a little bit of, especially on something like this, a little bit of documenting yourself so that one day someone could read that and they learn more about you. Okay, one of a kind. Debbie, I love that. A traveler's notebook that documents your youth. So many listing ideas. Yes, yes, yes. When I was like 5 years ago, we've talked about this a lot before. When I was doing Corey Speaker, the Reset Girl, had started a challenge called Listers Got a List. And I'd always been a lister, but that one really kind of honed me into making fun lists or making, you know, silly lists as opposed to more functional like to-do lists or project lists and things. But she had a ton of topics about your favorite cereal as a kid, your favorite food as a kid, your best friends as a kid, all the names of pets that you'd had while you were growing up. So many. I think I forgot on this one. When we're done, I will go back into the description of the video and I will link. There are a few videos here on my YouTube channel where I flipped through some of those lists that I had done back then. So there's some great topics there or list prompts from when she was doing it for sure. But that would be a really neat traveler's notebook. And how cool, I always think back to this, you guys, how cool would it be if I had something like this? My grandmother's, right? So if my grandma had done something like this, wouldn't it be so cool? I could learn so much about her. Really random things, but some neat things too. We always do kind of fun lists, but you could also do serious lists, you know, my greatest accomplishment or the things I'm most proud of. We could do all kinds of things like that. So, okay, back to one of a kind. These are random things about me. So let's see where we're going to put this. I might put this down here. Random. And on the end, right? My gosh. All the stuff this week is random okay. Random. For some reason, I'm thinking there's an N on the end. I'll leave it. Random things about me. And this needs to be called out a little bit because we won't see it later when I have all the writing. And when we do that, we like to, me and the squirrel and I, we like to do this. So let's pull out, let's see if there's a little light blue. Of course there's a light blue. Let's see if any of the light blues match. Nope. That is, my friends, sometimes why you want more than one set of colored pencils. Like me. That's why I have so many. Ooh. As I'm just trying to kind of get close to that. And now I've pulled ones out and I don't remember what I've pulled out already. I should have been more methodical about the way I was doing that. Maybe this one. No, too dark. Too dark. Did we try this one? That doesn't work either. Random, I know. So what is it? There's a word that has an N at the end. I promise I know how to spell. I don't know. This may not work, so we'll see. Because it's a little bit darker. Yeah. Well, remember, we don't always have to love everything we do, right? We always don't have to love everything that we do. Now I need something in here because there's too much blue. This is good. You smell like drama and a headache. Please get away from me. When I ask for directions, please do not use words like east. Oh, this is the best one. And I know we all do this. I didn't see anyone today, so I'm wearing this again tomorrow. Right when you have a really cute outfit on and you're like, oh, I feel so cute. And then you don't see anybody. You're like, I need to wear that again. All right. All right, this one I'm using. Not only does my mind wander, sometimes it walks off completely. Which, if you've spent any time at all with me, you know that that is so the case. Hence, Scatter the Squirrel. Hi, Vicky. Oh, wait, hold on. So, let's see. Sandy S. I love that. Okay, what was your idea, Sandy? Oh, okay, that's awesome. Sandy uses a traveler's notebook to document every visit she has with her 4-year-old granddaughter. She says the darndest things and I add pics. Yes, that is perfect. That is so good. All right, well, that works. That'll just going to go there. Okay, all right, random things about me. So this is fun because, you guys, there's lots of, it's kind of fun to share these things, right? Where do I start? Okay, this is the first one. I hate, with a capital HATE, peas. Like, can't stand them. Like the canned variety, I literally cannot stand, as in, oh my gosh, I'm gonna barf. Peas. Now, what's interesting about my children, Jack and Sam, they don't mind canned peas. When they were little kids, they really did not mind canned peas. In fact, if sometimes they wanted a snack, they would ask for canned peas. And this is the most disgusting thing ever. They would say, no, put the juice in the bowl with the peas, because they wanted to drink the pea juice when they were done. Canned pea juice. That is disgusting. Yes. I love like sugar snap peas if they're fresh, but even if they start to cook a little bit, I don't like them. I like the crispy kind, but yeah, canned peas are gross, mushy. Yes, so if you've ever been to the UK, mushy peas, is that what they call them? All of my friends on here that I know, there was somebody at the beginning that was from the UK. I think they call them mushy peas. Here's Sam. Oh, thanks, sweetie. You bringing me a fresh one? A fresh iced tea. Thank you.
Yeah, fresh cold beer.
That's not a fresh cold. You guys, he said fresh cold beer. This is not a fresh cold beer. And if you know me,
fresh cold beer. Mom loves beer too.
I do not like beer.
She's not Miss Wine Lady.
Beer is disgusting. Well, that probably goes back to my college days when it was like Coors Light, and I just, did not like it.
Natty Light in college.
Natty Light, Okay. Peas, yes, mushy peas. I know, and then you'll see it on a menu, and it'll say, steak and mushy peas, and you're like, seriously? Yeah. All right, I hate peas. So another one. I was in a movie with Leif Garrett. You guys remember him? Let me tell you something. Do not Google Leif Garrett, because if you see him now, it will shatter all of your young girl dreams. We lived in Park City, and that is a town in Utah, kind of like an Aspen, a ski town. And this was, I think I was maybe 7th grade. And back then, there were all kinds of, Sundance. So if you've heard of the Sundance Film Festival, there's a lot of film that happens in Utah. And back then, there was a lot of film that was done. And you know what? So, Debbie, I couldn't even tell you the name of it. It was in Park City, and they were looking for extras, and they were looking for young girls to be extras to kind of not really fawn all over him, but anyhow. So I was in a movie with him, and I have a photo. Me and my friend Jennifer Holder, and I were in the movie with him, and I have a photo. He's standing in the middle, and he's got his arm around each of us. And oh my gosh, for probably months after that, I would dream about him every night, and I'd wake up and I'd be so sad because it was only a dream. Yeah, oh lordy, right? So Tracy, Blue Lagoon, he wasn't in Blue Lagoon. That was a different actor with Brooke Shields. But I loved Blue Lagoon. Loved. That was like that era. I mean, oh my gosh, talk about like having girl dreams, and you'd wake up and you'd be like, oh, and you'd be so sad because they liked you in the dream, and then you woke up and they weren't they weren't part of your life. Yes, so movie with Leif Garrett. I've tried. I've Googled movie Park City Leif Garrett and never could find it. But yeah, he has Little Balls of Death. Oh my gosh, Kathy, I love that. Anyhow, I've tried to find it. I cannot find the movie Leif Garrett in Park City, because I would love to see it. Bye, sweetie. You leaving? Okay, where are you going?
Hang out.
Okay. All right. Was Christy McNichol? Oh my gosh, Christy McNichol. That is a blast from the past. Debbie, I don't know. I don't know if she was in it or not. I don't know if they filmed. Thank you, sweetie. I don't know if they filmed I don't know if they filmed the whole movie in Park City or just part of that. Oh, Scott Baio, I know, right? You guys, we could have. Oh, okay. That just reminded me. Here's another list. Yes, sweetie. Yeah.
It's okay.
It's okay. Thank you. Yes.
Are you gonna talk about your childhood crushes from the 80s?
You
Mom?
got it. Girlhood, childhood, whatever. Crushes. Because you know what, you guys? I could spend hours. Sean Cassidy. Loved him. Loved him. Had a big old poster of him on my wall and his feathered back hair. Anyhow, all right, that's another list idea. Tons of list. Ricky Schroeder. Just never. So, Mariana. Oh, I know. Yes. So you're younger than I am. You're definitely younger than I am. So Ricky Schroeder, I think I was, I don't know, mid to late 20s maybe when Ricky Schroeder. David Cassidy, I know his brother. Terry, Donnie Osmond. So, Donnie Osmond is from Utah. Frankie Avalon. Oh, Diane, I love that. Favorite sitcoms. Okay, there's another one. Oh, sitcoms. You know what's so funny? You think of that. Happy Days. Laverne and Shirley. Silver Spoons. Yes, right. Silver Spoons. Sean and his brother David in the play Blood Brothers. Oh my gosh. And so was he young? Or was it when they were the Hardy Boys? Yes. Andy Gibb. Okay. So this is another thing. This is another favorite disco songs, because you guys, I love, gotta write that one down. Favorite disco songs. I love disco. I think I should have been like early 20s in the 70s so that I could have been in the disco era as an adult. Andy Gibb. So yes, Andy Gibb's so cute. The rest of the Gibb brothers, not so much. Zach, Saved by the Bell. Oh yeah, Mariana. Yes, now our age difference is definitely like being identified. Zach from Saved by the Bell. Definitely squirreled. Terry, we have definitely squirreled. All right, thanks for the reminder. We're back on track. So, here's another one. Okay. I was named after an actress in the show The Big Valley. So I get that question all of the time. Wow, that's an interesting name. Where did that come from? There's a show called The Big Valley that is kind of like a Gunsmoke type of show from what I understand. And this could be a random fact about you, where your name came from. And the show was called The Big Valley. And when my mom was pregnant with me, she and my dad were watching The Big Valley, and the credits were rolling. And there was a blonde actress in the Big Valley, and her name rolled across the screen, and that was her screen. That was her name, was Lael. And so that is how I came to be. Well, that's not how I came to be. That's how my name came to be. Let's see what else. I was the only girl on the boys' varsity soccer team in high school. So I grew up, I mentioned, in a town called Park City, and it was very small. We moved there in the late 70s, and our school was 1A, so it was super small. There were 69 kids in my graduating class. There was no girls' soccer team, and I had played soccer for years and years and years, and
The boys up.
I didn't beat the boys up,
Beat the boys up.
Sam.
You beat them up. You gave them a quick 1-2 knock out.
Yeah, you can't hit in soccer, sweetie. You get kicked out. I did get some yellow cards,
Mom,
though.
that's if you get caught.
Well, if you get caught, yeah. Anyhow, so yes, there was not a girls' soccer team, and so you could try out if you wanted for the boys' soccer team, and I tried out and made the varsity soccer team. So it was kind of fun because we would, travel to other schools, and I'd get off the bus, and all the boys on the other team would be like, what? And then, for the most part, they kind of thought that they had to go easy on me. But then that only lasted for like 2 minutes, because then after that, they were like, yeah, clearly we can't go easy on her, because if we do, we're going to lose. So that's another random fact about me. Growing up crushes. Oh, that's another good one. Yes, Big Valley, Barbara Stanwyck. That's right, Diane. Okay, grown up crushes. Okay, childhood crushes, grown up crushes. And you know what's funny? So this is an interesting thing. Like if you list, years and years and years, what your grown-up crush right now would probably very differently from your grown-up crush in 10 years. And I think that's part of just getting mature in things. I agree on Daniel Craig. However, when they first cast him as James Bond in one of the 007 movies, I'm like, what? That is totally not a James Bond. But yeah, he is definitely a James Bond. Yes, he's a very nice looking man. Casey and the Sunshine Band. Oh, that was your crush. Ten Leo was kind of a bad. Yes, a little bit. But then I also played tennis. So I was on the tennis team, the girls' tennis team. And it's harder to be a little bit more aggressive in that case. All right. So let's see what else I have. And if we were all together, I mean, we'd be talking, oh my gosh. Okay, Debbie. Bruce Jenner. Yeah, when he was on the Wheaties box, right? When he was an Olympian. Isn't that funny? Okay, so Mariana, Bruce Willis, The Rock, Vin Diesel. That's so fun. But what's so cool, you guys, because clearly I'm getting distracted, because I would like all of us to be together in person. So I'm talking about all these things, but I get distracted because I want to see what you guys are saying. So we would have so much fun if we were all sitting together and we're going off on the tangents. And what about you? What was your favorite crush? Or what's something random about you? I love it. It's so fun. Okay, let's see. I lived in Japan. My dad was in the Navy, and he was stationed in Japan, and we lived there for 3 years. I was 4, 5, and 6, and I remember quite a bit about it. When I was a little kid, I was towhead, like white hair. My sister also. So, especially back then, this would have been in the early 70s. Probably closer. No, I guess early. Anyhow, whatever. Do the math. You know how old I am. In the early 70s. And they weren't really used to seeing that would be fun, Kathy, a Zoom meeting. Early 70s, and I'm gonna have to think about that, Kathy, because that could be fun. Early 70s, and we would go into the big cities, like we'd go into Tokyo, and we're not used to seeing little, or any kind of blonde, whether, little kid or adult. So we would get stopped a lot, and they would pat us on the head a lot. And my mom has said she was worried that it would stunt our growth because they would pat us on the head. I mean, we had so many pats on the head when we were there. But that was kind of a fun, different little fact. Here's another one. I'm shrinking. And I think this happens with age, but I used to be 5'10", and now I'm pushing barely 5'8", which is, I'm not sure why, but I am. So I'm shrinking. Another one. I'm the last to get my food when we're eating. And I think that stems from probably being a mom. When your kids are little and you're trying to get them settled, and you just get them settled and they're like, I need some more milk, or I need this, or I need that. And you get up and you get up. So I've just always been the last to get my food. And so much so that Nick's always like, he pushes me to the front. He's like, get your food, get your food. Because then what would happen is everyone would sit down, and then I'm still up getting my food, and then they're waiting to eat. And yeah, so I'm always the last to get my food. And that just reminded me, here's another good topic of list, pet peeves. That would be one of Nick's pet peeves. Pet peeves. We've got a lot of list topics going here. Let's see. He's a hot older man. Yes, he is. And you know what I think, Mariana, with Sean Connery, for me at least, a lot of it is his accent, right? Accents a lot of times will draw us in. And it's very interesting. You could just hear someone. So you could hear someone on a podcast, and I don't want to say fall in love with them, but you're so attracted to them because of their accent. And then you see them in person and you're like, oh, that's really not how I pictured you. Come to Bruce Arias. Oh, it's been closed. I hope they open back up. Holland, hi. Welcome. I've been there. Well, I've been to Amsterdam, and I get really confused about Holland, and because I think well, anyhow. All right, so I'm the last to get my food when we're eating. Let's see, what else do we have? My eye color changes from green to blue. And oops, that looks like blee. Depending on what I'm eating, right? Depending on what, I know that's right. You know how? Because now I'm getting sidetracked. You can tell we're a couple hours in. I'm getting sidetracked because I'm leaning over and I'm looking at my list, and then I'm reading. Matthew McConaughey. Oh my gosh, yes. But okay, total sidetracking again. Matthew McConaughey, Brad Pitt. Both of those for me. I like the cleaned up Matthew McConaughey and Brad Pitt, not the dirty ones. And when I mean dirty, I mean like all scruffy, and the scruffy doesn't do it for me, but both of those nice cleaned up. Oh yeah. Okay. My eye color changes from green to blue, and it changes all the time, sometimes depending on what I'm eating and what I'm eating. Oh my gosh. No. Oh Lord. I didn't mean to say what I'm eating. I meant to say what I'm wearing. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Because I read this eating. Yeah, my eye color changes depending on what I'm eating. So if I'm eating strawberries, my eyes turn red. Not really. Okay, and that is what I had. Nick came up, like I said, Nick came up with all kinds of weird, funny ones. I'm like, yeah, no. Well, not funny ones, but yeah, no. He said I'm a little OCD, which in some cases I am a little OCD. When I brush my hair, after I get out of the shower, I'll brush it like 100 times. And it's just it's not even something that I am consciously doing, but it's just, and I can't stop. It's just, so I could put that on here. A wee bit, that looks like me. A wee bit OCD. Nothing wrong with that. All right, so there's a lot of black going on there. There is, I don't know. That may be another one that I work on a little bit. No, I know what I'm gonna do. because I don't want to be done. I don't want to be done. I want our Saturday to continue on forever. Let's see. That little yellow could be cute. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I am going to come in and kind of color in the main words there. So when you've got so much black, nothing really stands out. So if I do this, the things will stand out. That's why I like colored pencils, because they're easy. They're portable. And just color them in a little bit. That's where literally you could have a pen. Literally, you could have a pen and make your lists. You could have colored pencils and not need any stickers. So if you want to list with little kids and you don't want to, give them a lot of different things to play with, give them colored pencils and they can go to town. Terry, you're going to Costco. You, my friend, are a brave woman. You are braving a Costco on a Saturday, which that is like Dante's hell. Show us that amazing pencil holder. Oh, Mariana, I will. I will link this too. I got this on Amazon a while ago. It is just this, and really, I didn't really need a pencil case, but I loved this. This pattern was so cute. So it has room for loads and loads and loads of pencils and pens. So I even have pens in here. And that way it keeps them all together. I've stored pencils and pens and a whole bunch of different things, sometimes in cute little cups and containers, but then they're all over the place. So this is a really easy way to just kind of have it in play. Shrinking, incredible shrinking woman. So here's another fun thing, you guys. Somebody posted, I think, on Instagram yesterday and asked me, so with all of these lists, do you do these lists a lot? Or do you just do these lists like when we do this on a Saturday? And I said, that's a good question. It depends. For me, I've always been a creative person, even from when I was a little kid. My mom put me in an art camp when I was in 3rd grade, and I just loved it. I've always been kind of a crafty person. And the older I get, the more I recognize that is something that I need. I crave that. And if I don't have that, then it's missing. It's definitely missing. So a lot of times for me, even just making a list, even if you're a to-do list. I mean, Terry, you could even in your book of lists, you could have Costco list, right? And you probably wouldn't take your traveler's notebook with you to Costco. I don't know, you might, but you could take a picture of your Costco list and then you have it with you at Costco and you have your list. But for me, and this is kind of what I explained to her, is sometimes even if it's just a to-do list, and it may sound crazy that I might decorate a to-do list, but it's not the fact that I'm decorating the to-do list, it's that I'm getting a little bit of crafty time in. So for me, sometimes if I haven't been able to do anything crafty and maybe it's been a week, I could literally sit down and make a list, whether it be a grocery list or a this or that list or a to-do list, add a few stickers and some colored pencils, and it served a purpose because I made a list of something I needed to do, but it also served a purpose because it gave me that craftiness that I needed. So, Terry, if you want to write your Costco to-do list, you certainly could. I mean, your Costco shopping list. Here's another fun thing with that. And it may seem silly that you might make a list of your grocery list, but that really kind of tells what's happening in your world. If maybe you're getting ready, well, not now, but maybe in the future you're getting ready for a big family reunion. So you're buying, 612 hot dog buns and 18 bags of Stacy's pita chips or whatever. That list is now telling something about your life and what's going on. A lot of times I do a project every year that I call it December Documented or December Daily, but it's based on December Daily project that Allie Edwards had started doing years ago. And this year will be my 13th or 14th year, I think. But every year we have a really big family party at our house on Christmas, and Nick makes an amazing prime rib dinner. And a lot of time in that project every year, I will have 2 lists. I will have the invite list, the people that are coming. I will have, 3 lists. The list of things that we make for dinner. And then I will also have a list of things that we're assigning other people to make or bring. So your list can also tell a story. They can kind of be memory keeping. So you can fit them into a lot of different things that you're doing. Let's see. How am I going to do? Well, I think this one's just going to end up being it's going to end up getting split. All right. All right, guys. I'm almost done here. OCD. All right. Okay. List is done. Kind of. We'll see if I ever decide to come back to it. Okay. So let me put my little pencil away here. Stand by me. Oh, right. Historical moment, right? What Mariana just wrote about the Clorox wipes in your list, and why are Clorox wipes, or why is toilet paper on the list every week, or why is diapers or formula or whatever's kind of happening in your life, and you watch those things change. We don't do Costco much anymore because as your family starts to shrink, the list may end up being just a regular grocery store, and the things that you spend, how am I going to say this? Because now I'm thinking of another list. Okay, your grocery bills start to change. All right, got way too sidetracked because another list would be prices of everyday items, right? So that could be like a gallon of gas, a loaf of bread, a gallon of milk, a bottle of wine. Bottle of wine's hard because that can be all over the board. Anyhow, but your prices of everyday items, that's another thing that's really cool. Hi, Mom. Yeah, better late than never. I know, we're just about finishing. That's okay. You can go back and rewatch it. No. Prices of everyday items. That's another great one because that is definitely tells a story. It's a place and time, and especially if you do those fairly often, then, once a year, twice a year, every 5 years, then you can go back and kind of see. And the other thing too is if you could combine that a little bit with memory keeping. So like when I did this one, I added pictures of flowers with my favorite flowers. So you could have a photo if we did everyday prices of everyday items. You could snap a photo of the gas station with the the sign that says how much it is per gallon or wherever. Movies, and I know we're really not going to movies right now, but that was a big thing. You watch the prices of a movie ticket just skyrocket. And that's another thing that changes in different parts of the country too. Gas and movies. That would be a then and now. Ooh, that's a good one, Terry. Then and now. Okay. All right, friends. The first thing I'm going to have to do, I think when we're done, is to go start a new insert that is list of lists, because this is not going to cut it. All of these, that's not going to cut it, because I'll tell you what's going to happen. I will lose this piece of paper. And then I was going to say I'll be calling you guys, but I don't have your phone numbers. I'd be like, hey, Terry, you mentioned a list when we were talking. What was it? Okay, so now let's do this. Let's flip our camera and try not to call 911. I've done that. Yeah. Okay, good. There we go. Okay, hang tight. I know it's coming to an end. I know, Karen. Bummer. Okay, hold on. I gotta fix that. So, yeah. Yes, coming to an end. So, if I didn't think it would be so weird if I just said, hey, let's all get together and craft and we'll just have the video on, because we're kind of chit-chatting. But I do like the idea about the Zoom. I think that could kind of be fun. So I'm going to think whoever brought that up, I'm going to kind of mull that over a little bit and see if we could do something like that. I need to upgrade my Zoom account if we do that. Okay. So you guys, that is another one of our Saturday sessions, and that is iced tea, not beer, like Sam pretended, and now I can't speak. So now we're all like, well, wait a minute, did she really have beer? I didn't. I hate beer. Another one of our Saturday sessions. You guys, thank you. I had mentioned it had been a tough week. We're going through some things with my dad as we're kind of starting to learn more about his health, and it's been tough. So I just as much, you guys, some of you tell me how important this is to you and how much it helps you. It helps me. And that was really, there's a big part of me that said, you know what, I want to do this today because it would take my mind off things, and it just, it's fun. And it's social, and it's creativity, and it's art, and it's just a good, it's just good. It's all around good. So thank you guys for coming. Thank you for letting me indulge in this time. A lot of times, the only time that I'm being crafty, especially crafty for myself, I kind of have to be crafty a lot because it's my business. But something like this is crafty for myself, and it gives me an excuse to make time to be crafty for myself. So, guys, thank you for that. I think we're on for next Saturday too. So next Saturday will be another Make With Me session. So list with me, make with me. Make with me is usually when I'm doing memory keeping in my traveler's notebook. And I already have one topic. When someone from last week said, will you do a side-by-side page that it's not a spread? So give us some ideas on how we can make things look cohesive even when they're totally different. So that will be one of the things I cover. And if you have any other questions next week about the kind of memory keeping in a traveler's notebook, either leave a comment here or shoot me an email through my website, and we'll be good. All right, friends, thank you, thank you, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy your Saturday. Be safe and stay hydrated because it's so hot. Bye.